Hi everyone. Happy Monday, March 2nd, 2020. That's what she said. Sheehan coming to you live and happily from my own guest bedroom. I am coming to you today to bring you an update since having my surgery. That was the final step to my double mastectomy reconstruction on February 18th. I'm so happy to be with you here today, which just so happens to be my brother Zach's 39th birthday. And I'm so close with my brother. I want to show you a picture here. Here's Zach when he was about 12 years old with pro surfer Kelly Slater. Happy birthday, Zach. I love you so much. On the same day, I was also very happy to meet the love of my 14-year-old self's life. And our brother Josh, here we go, Josh got to meet him as well. Jeremy, who is my third and final brother, was not even born yet at the time. He was still 3 years away from being born. So that was July 1993. Holy smokes. Look at the change there. Oh, can you see with the light? And Zach, I assure you, has also grown up since then, and so has Josh. And I'm sure Kelly has as well. I know you're not single, but if that ever happens, hit up your girl. Okay, anyways, what I'm here to talk to you about today is how I'm doing since my surgery. So, the surgery that I had was where they took the temporary hard expanders that were placed underneath my pectoral muscles, and my surgeon repaired the pectoral muscles and put my new soft silicone implant over or peripectoral. So now it's sitting on top of the pectoral muscle, which honestly, as soon as I woke up from surgery, I instantaneously had less pain in my shoulder areas. And particularly, I'm just gonna take this off anyway, particularly my right underarm, all of this spot where I was having complete numbness and tingling, I can actually feel it again. Woohoo! Go, Dr. Newman. I'm not allowed to raise my arms, but I can T-Rex hands, he said. So, go, Dr. Newman. Woo! I am super stoked to finally be in this position to be able to have had this surgery done. Is a true blessing. A close friend of mine was supposed to have a similar surgery the same day as me, and hers got canceled, and it was truly heartbreaking to her. And I know other women who have still not been able to undergo this surgery because the cancer had progressed further. So it truly is a celebration and a testament to how far I've come and how healthy I am to be able to have this surgery done. Now, going into the surgery, I was having a little bit of fear, probably about 4 days going in, for multiple reasons. One, I didn't feel like I was strong enough because I had just gone through the radiation pneumonitis and had just begun building my lungs back up from what they said I had asthma, and I've been doing this brio every day and my normal lung exercises, which was really helpful because afterwards on my little spirometer here, my first breath after surgery, I want you to see this, I went all the way up to 3,500. Now, last time, 2,500, they said broke the record that they saw. This time, the nurse said the same thing at 3,500. Not that this is a competition. It's just cool to hear that from your post-op nurse. So right now you can see I still have 2 drains in from the surgery. So I'm going to show you what's going on here. So in addition to repairing my pec muscles and replacing, I'll show you the silicone expanders. You can see that I'm healing up well here. Tiny bit of bruising. Warning, this may get a little graphic, not much more than this, but so there you can see the one, you can see the other here, which looks good. And now what you can also see is where I'm actually having the most pain, and that's from, I'm gonna move this back, the chest tube. So you can see my dressing here, which I had taped up like this, just slid down. So you can actually see where the chest tube goes in and out of my body. And it goes all the way up, believe it or not, to, you can see a lump up here. Can you see the lump? Hard nodule. I confirmed with my physician that that is the chest tube just being wrapped around. So typically when you have the normal exchange surgery, you do not have to get these chest drains again. The only reason that I had to get them is because he went from subpectoral to peri or prepectoral, whatever, under the muscle to over the muscle. So my surgeon needs to have the tubes in not only to drain the serous fluid so that I don't form what's called a seroma. 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 This is the kind of seroma you don't want to get. Not that there is any kind you want to get. I'm such a dork. But it would be like basically hardening in the breast from this yellowish fluid, which is actually normal, believe it or not, from that getting hardened in place, these seromas can form. And they're not so bad, but in the future, your doctor can mistake them for lumps. So on your mammogram, it may look like cancer, even though it was just a seroma from your surgery. So it's important to have the drains in to reduce that risk. And then also, my doctor needs it to add suction to the chest cavity that will help my muscle fold down easier. So I'm going to pull out just these 2 tissue type sponges I have in there to show you here and here. I actually wound up having a fat transfer. So in addition to the breast surgery, they did lipo of my belly and my thighs and they injected it here and here. And this is my radiated side, so it is a little bit smaller in general to my non-radiated side. And my surgeon said that this side should settle down and match this side better in the future. But over here you can see there's a little suture there. I'm not touching it intentionally. But there's a suture there that is where he injected fat. And so where he took it from, you can see my belly button here, 2 stitches, and I guess he went up and then down a little bit. I did have some bruising and swelling, which is going away. And then, like you can see on the right side, oh, I put shorts on, so don't feel weird. I'm just dropping trowel to show you. This is where they did lipo of my right leg. Here's where the suture is. And then on the left side, they went in here, and I'm really healing up nicely. I did gain almost 10 pounds before this surgery so that I was able to have these fat transfers done, which is super sweet. It's super sweet to be able to have it done in the first surgery and not have to have it done again. So I also wanted to show you how right now I'm just using a shoelace to tie my drains around my neck. In bed last night, I also had them clipped to my pajamas, and then I had my pajama shirt buttoned over it so that it was covering my drains as much as possible. You do not want to snag these things. I've had one get caught in the recliner, and when I got up, it pulled. I've had the other pull, and it is excruciatingly painful. Like, trust me when I say you just don't want to go there. Not that I intended to go there. It was a complete and total accident. So I wanted to show you the difference in color. You see how the one is yellow, and sorry, it's kind of gross. There's clots. And this red side also has the clots at the bottom. But so this is like a normal color fluid that comes out of your body. My surgeon, Dr. Newman, said that if he left the drainage tube in my chest, that this fluid would come out indefinitely. The red is from the surgery still. And frankly, I still have a high volume of the yellow. So these drains will come out, hopefully this Wednesday, in 2 days, as long as my output is less than, I believe, 30 cc's on each side. So we've been logging. You see the drainage log here? And by we, I mean, it's mostly my mom and my best friend Rachel helped shower me and do my drains quite a few times. And now lately I've been doing my drains. And in order to take care of your drains, you need these abdominal pads. Can you see that? Abdominal pads. They're the really soft ones that goes across your, I want to say mastectomy, but your lower breast incision. And then you have these drain sponges, which you can see are cut out. And I just want to tell you to be careful how you handle this stuff. You really want to keep it all sterile so that you really reduce your risk of infection. So every time anybody touches me, they wash their hands. I wash my hands before and after. because we do not want to have any risk of infection. Heck to the no. So I wanted to tell you that about 4 days prior to surgery, even though I do a lot of the emotional exercises and breathing techniques and different things to reduce my stress, I was very stressed out this time. Just nervous about letting go for anesthesia, and just also nervous about having any type of complication that could prevent me from getting back to work or my life, because it seems to be every 3 months or so something has happened, whether planned or not, that keeps pushing that line further away. And so I just started having that fear of it not ever coming back. And, you know, the night before was very challenging. Luckily, I did do the emo, practice the 5 A's. And I came up with quite a few inspiring actions that I have journaled, that I'll be able to do as soon as I'm in a healthier state. So that's very inspiring. And I've been practicing right on through. Unfortunately, on the immediate days following surgery, I wasn't able to do the 5 A's, I guess because of surgery and my medicine. I was just really out of it. And my mom actually stayed with me here for the first 3 or 4 nights, and then she invited me to stay at her house, where it's my mom, my stepfather Steve, and my brother Jeremy. So I stayed with them from the 22nd until the 29th, just the other day. And it was really great staying there, because my mom has to get up at 6 a.m. every day. So even though she was waking up in the middle of the night to help me, I felt like at least she didn't have to drive further for work where I live. And also she was able to get a little bit better of sleep, I hope. But man, kudos to my mom. It's incredible. That woman, she starts going at 6 a.m. every day. She does household chores, everything you can imagine, then goes to work all day, then goes to the supermarket, then cooks dinner. I swear she doesn't sit down till 9 p.m. And I just want to say I love you and thank you so much, Mom. I can't wait till I have my energy back all the way that I definitely got from you. And I just want to say it was really wonderful to be able to be healing with Jeremy, my youngest brother, who I don't get to spend as much time with. He just graduated from college last May, and it was just really good to be able to be with him every single day. And I was able to have my dog, Ziggy, with me because they just got a new puppy. And it was so cute to have the two of them together. I can't believe also how generous my stepdad, Steve, is. He's just a great guy and really helped make it easier on me. I was sleeping in 2 different recliners pretty much half of the day. The one recliner and then his recliner all night. And with the drains, it was so necessary. And even now, I have to sleep like sitting up like this, either in my recliner or in my bed with the, it's like a wedge that my brother Zach bought me. So I also want to thank my father who took me to the surgery. He was with me the whole time. He's been getting my prescriptions. He took me and the boys, or me and Zach, to breakfast yesterday. It was wonderful to see them. And just all that he's done in the past year is just incredible, as well as during this particular hospitalization. I did have an instance less than a week out of surgery with, it was a miscommunication with my work, and everything was resolved in under 24 hours, but because of my state, I guess, I'm sort of in a hypersensitive state of just having pain, constant pain from the chest tubes, as well as just the natural healing pain. And in addition, the Lupron shots and the Letrozole, which makes me extremely hormonal. And, it just, I just wanted to talk a second about triggers, whether it's financial trigger, an emotional trigger, whether it has to do with someone you love, or people you work with, whatever it may be. It's imperative at a time like this that we put our boundaries in place, try our best to just process our emotions, journal like I do. I also make videos, not that I share them all, but it helps me to talk. And I'm a part of a community called You Community, where we do emotional processing work and we share things like this, which I may share this Wednesday, who knows. But if not, I'm also part of 2 breast cancer groups. So I have people to talk to, and luckily with work, I have major support from Sam and Patrick and Omar. They had my back immediately and took care of everything, so it was fine. But it wiped me out for at least an entire 24 hours because I did not handle my emotions very well. I was crying and hysterical, and the very next day, I couldn't even move. I couldn't get out of bed. I just was sleeping nonstop. I was like curled in a ball. And then 2 days later, I started getting just, excruciating pain in my right chest tube. And I just want to show you. The doctor said it's normal, but you can see that pulling and the redness. So I thought there may be infection. I wanted to make sure. And here's the other side, which to me looks also a bit too red, too tight, a little infected. So thank God I called my surgeon, Dr. Newman, on Friday morning, the 29th, and just explained to him that the pain medication that I was taking was no longer working for the areas, and I just wanted him to see me to make sure that I didn't need to go on antibiotics or anything like that. And so my cousin Stacy, who is just one of the most incredible souls I've ever met on the earth, she had planned to drive 2 hours to come and visit me. So I called her to cancel because I had to go to the doctor an hour and a half away. And Stacy said, no, I've dedicated this entire day to you, and I'd be more than happy to drive you to your doctor. Gosh, it makes me blush, because again, you have miscommunications and sometimes some negative things, negative interactions, but boy, they do not outweigh these positive interactions, such as my cousin Stacy just really being there for me and driving over 2 hours to see me, then an hour and a half to the doctor each way, then back home. And luckily, what Dr. Newman told me is it's just pain. I'm going to have to continue to deal with pain, that I should talk to my pain management specialist. And Dr. Buck, who I spoke to, helped me regulate medications to help. And he said, would you smoke some weed while you're at it? So funny. I'm laughing because I do have a medical marijuana card, but I had him on speaker on my way home from the doctor, and my cousin Stacy was there in the room with me, dealing with everything with Dr. Newman, and then she heard what Dr. Buck said, and she just thought it was hilarious. And I do too. It's great that the doctors are so progressive these days and know, like, rather than too much opioids, you'd benefit from maybe smoking a little bit of weed, which also decreases your pain, and increases your appetite, decreases your stress. Lots of beneficial reasons. And again, having Dr. Buck be my doctor for over a year, he really knows me, and we can just, it was Friday afternoon, I called his cell phone and he answered for me. That's how stinking incredible. It's just wonderful to have good relationships with your doctors, and especially him. He knows me, he knows I don't want to be on meds. My other doctors are cool with him handling all of that. Frankly, it's one last thing off of their chest. And that being said, I'm completely transparent with what he orders. And also, it is fully accessible to them online. So even if I were to try to lie for some reason, which I never have, they could just go online and see what is ordered through CVS and the state of New Jersey for me. So anyway, that being said, I love being honest with my doctors. I love my doctors being honest with me. I love the fact that I'm moving forward, learning about myself. I really want to be trigger-less, so that when these things come up, I don't embody it so much and let it affect me. What did I also want to say? I really want to say happy birthday to my brother, Zach. You're one of my greatest soulmates and loves of my life. And I'm so blessed to have walked this earth with you for all of the years of my life that I can remember. I'm just so blessed to have my brother Zach, Josh, Jeremy, and my mom, Dad, and Steve, who has been an incredible part of my life since I was about 14 years old. So, let me see, was there anything else? Oh yes, I wanted to thank my friend Nicole Ireland, who came down on the 29th, which was my first night back at home. And she came down and brought me dinner and just really made me feel safe and okay being back home. So thank you, Nicole. I love you. Gosh, I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. My next door neighbor, Kate, coming through helping me with Zaza. I think that's it. I'm gonna go shower and empty these drains. I can't believe I talked for about 30 minutes, but then again, I can because it's me, she. So it's not that surprising. Neither is the coffee-stained tongue. But anyway, glad to see my pain is under control. And I will be getting these tubes out Wednesday as long as my numbers are right. Otherwise, it will be Friday at the latest. But thank you so much. I love you. Mwah. Have a great day. That's what she said.